coming. Yanis, shot, goal range! Pino in the edge of the area!
No, I think we started similar last year. I think our record at this stage last season was exactly the same, so people tend to forget that when we finish so strongly. But I think with such a short pre-season, obviously then having to adjust to that pretty quickly, I think we've put on 2 decent performances and 2 poor performances. So we've just got to try and make sure we get our consistency right throughout the season now.
Little is there with her. Falls into the box, into the area, solo, big save.
Teams responded well. I think obviously when we're looking to play against Portland, I think the mentality is always a little bit different. So probably the ideal opposition for us at this stage, and just to get us focused again and get us back on track in terms of the things that we want to be better at. Obviously Portland, I'm sure, are coming here after the pre-season defeat with things that they want to put right against us too. And I think with Mark, you know, they're trying to change a little bit the way that they played, and obviously a lot of new players have gone there. They're undefeated. I'm sure they're coming here with confidence, and we've got to try and make sure that we put our performance right. I'm a true believer that it's all about us, especially after the performance last week. We haven't focused too much on them. We've made sure that we try and make sure that we put ourselves right first.
Jeans are what made Kazi look like Tomo, gave Allison her freckles, and put the blue in Jordan's eyes. And jeans are what can help the Swedish Cancer Institute choose which treatment will work best for each individual patient. At the Swedish Cancer Institute, we call this new way of treating cancer personalized medicine. But people like Sherry call it a ticket back home. The Swedish Cancer Institute. Extraordinary care, extraordinary caring.
In 1935, 18 workers each contributed 50 cents to start BECU. The first loans helped coworkers buy the tools they needed to do their jobs. Today, we're Washington's leading credit union, and we're still banding together to make our money go further. Because while others stay motivated by profits, we're motivated by something greater: our members. Join us.
By the time these babies grow up, someone they know will get cancer. But when that happens, doctors will sequence the DNA in their cancer cells to guide them toward the best treatment, and their cancer will be cured. This personalized genetic medicine sounds like just the thing we've been waiting for. Only at the Swedish Cancer Institute, we're not waiting. The Swedish Cancer Institute. Extraordinary care, extraordinary caring.
Northwest rivalry grows in significance tonight. Why? Because it's more than just bragging rights on the line. It's the Seattle Reign welcoming in the Portland Thorns, undefeated in NWSL play. and the Seattle Reign would like to atone for a disappointing performance last weekend. Hello, soccer fans. Bill Swartz, along with the technical director for the Seattle Reign FC, Tracy Kevins. Welcome to the broadcast. A couple of rookies filling in tonight off the bench for a broadcast, which should be a great Northwest rivalry game. And I think it's something to play for tonight for the Seattle Reign, coming off, as I said, a disappointing game against Orlando.
Absolutely. I think from our point of view, it's about getting back to business, getting back to a good performance, and more importantly, at home, putting on a show for these people.
Well, the Portland Thorns are undefeated. They have 2 wins and 2 ties. They have a great roster. Unfortunately for them, one of their key players is missing tonight. That's Tobin Heath, who drew 2 yellow cards, 1 for dissent, thus red card, and is not suited tonight or available to play. How will the Portland Thorns compensate in her ouster?
I think that Ali Long's role takes on even more of an importance. She'll come in and captain the side in Tobin's absence tonight, and I think that Ali is probably in the form of her life at the moment, so it's key for us tonight that Reign stop her from getting on the ball as much as possible and linking up to their attacks. Ali
Long in midfield. Portland, a great defensive side. They also have the U.S. national teamer Megan Klingenberg, who will press up from the left back position. What about the Seattle Reign, who have struggled to get shots on goal? Only 3 shots total last week against Orlando. Who is a key player for them? I always say Kim Little, but that's obvious, but you got to get her the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I think today we need to shorten up the game so we can get Kim on the ball as much as possible. I mean, she is the best player in the world, and I think it's important for us as a possession side that we get Kim on it as much as possible.
A couple changes. How about defensively, just to prevent the easy goals? What does Seattle have to do tonight?
I think importantly we need to do better at defending on our crosses. I think that's been something that's been a problem for us, and I think that we've spent a bit of time on that this week and the previous week, so hoping to atone for that today. Interesting lineups for both teams tonight. The first of the I-5 Derby, the Northwest rivalry, the Rose City versus the Emerald City. Coming up next. And next would be right now, as we are underway at Memorial Stadium, Seattle Center, in the shadow of the Space Needle. Hello, everybody. Bill Swartz, along with Tracy Kevins, the technical director for the Seattle Reign Academy. And pleased to have you along tonight for what should be a very entertaining NWSL soccer match. The Seattle Reign entering play. As you see, their great goalkeeper, Hope Solo, distributing to the right fullback, Corsi, and off they will come. We have a change tonight in the back line. Ellie Reed, the veteran out of the University of Portland, taking on the Portland Thorns. She will play right defender tonight. Coach, why that move by Laura HARVEY and the Seattle Reign? I think for us that we, with Kirsten, or Dave as she's affectionately known, because us English can't pronounce that name, she will provide us an opportunity to really hold up the ball and bring others into play. I think it's key for us that we get our midfield close to our front line today, so Dave will certainly offer us that option on the left.
Seattle being patient with its defense right now. A lot of passing from Lauren Barnes, Rachel Corsi, Kendall Fletcher, and Ellie Reed. That is your back 4 defense. The midfield tonight, Bev Yanis probably in the middle, and Kim Little, the great player from Aberdeen, Scotland. Keelan Winters is also there, the captain for your Seattle Reign. Up front tonight, a change, and that would be Kirsten Dahlstrom. She starts at left forward in place tonight. Merritt Mathias is also up there, and Manon Mellis. Reign winning a throw-in in the front attacking third against the Portland Thorns. And now here's Winters going for a 50-50 ball. Seattle still in control. On it for the Reign is Manon Mellis. And it's kicked back to the goalkeeper, Adrienne French, for the Portland Thorns. They enter play undefeated. 2 wins, 2 ties, and we have an injury to one of the Reign players in the attacking half of the field, holding her left knee. For the Seattle Reign. Coach, who's down for us there?
Unfortunately, Manon Mellis has just taken a knock there, so hopefully not too serious this early in the game.
She got tripped just a bit and mixed it up, and then stepped on her own left ankle with the right foot and appeared to have twisted her left leg. So we will not speculate on the injury, but the trainer is out. And this is already a Seattle roster, Coach, missing a couple key veterans. Jessica Fishlock is already 2 weeks out with the left tibia fracture. Her status, she'd like to be back sooner than ever, but probably another 3 weeks to be safe and let that mend.
Well, maximum. I think that Jess will be looking to get back on the field as quickly as possible. So I think that, obviously
she's a miss for us at the moment, but you know, we need to make sure that she's properly healed before we get her back on the field.
Okay, Manon Mellis is up on her own power now, but still limping, favoring that left leg a bit. While we have an opportunity, let's set the Portland lineup. In goal in the neon is Adrienne Franch, and they're down to really one veteran goalkeeper, as the former Seattle Reign player Michelle Betos is injured. Emily Kruger is the substitute tonight, played for the California Bears and also in Iceland. And we've now got a substitute already coming in, and that's going to be Carson Pickett, normally a starter on defense. So an early injury for the Seattle Reign, forcing Laura Harvey to substitute and get out of the strategy that she wanted early.
Yeah, I think that, you know, obviously from Carson's point of view, she's played left back for the opening 4 games for us, but, you know, Carson is a modern day attacking fullback, so she'll be adept to come in on that left forward, and it may well be a case that we just slide Dave across onto the right-hand side to fill in for Mellis.
Long kick into the Portland end, and this is collected by Franch. In front of her is Catherine Reynolds, a player who was with the Washington Spirit and New York Flash. She lives in Medina, Washington, so there's a lot of local stories and ties in this Northwest rivalry. Emily Sonnet will play that center back position along with Emily Menges, and Megan Klingenberg, the U.S. national team player, has it and goes off of her foot for a Seattle throw-in right at the mid-stripe. The referees tonight, we will tell you, the lead man is Matthew Kreitzer. The assistant referee is working the sidelines, Alicia Messer and TJ Zablocki. And right away, we do have that injury substitute we talked about. So Manon Mellis, who went down with a left leg injury, will give way to the rookie, Carson Pickett.
Yeah, and as expected, Carson's just slid over onto that left-hand side, and Dave has moved over here onto the right-hand side. So, and you know, Kirsten, Dave is more than equipped to play both on that left and right-hand side, so that won't be too much of a shift and change for us.
First foul whistled on the Seattle Reign. Dangerous position here with Klingenberg to take the free kick about 25 meters out. Now she will give way instead to Allie Long, as you said, is the engine room, the key player for this Portland Thorns roster.
Yeah, and it's important in this set piece that we log on to people like Dagny and others who are, you know, they are a threat on set pieces, and you know, Haran and Dagny have already scored from this year. So
very dangerous ball on that cross in there. It was a flick by the right foot by a Portland player, fooling Solo, and then cleared off the end line by the Seattle defense. A good reaction there. In the 5th minute, a dangerous opportunity for the visitors in the all-red from the Rose City. Here's Allie Long's cross into the mixer, headed away nicely by the Seattle defense that time. And it'll be played all the way back to the mid-stripe and stolen away quickly. She has it on the right flank in a dangerous attacking position, waiting for support, and loses it to the Portland Thorns. Their defense is one of the best in the league. They give up very few goals. Long ball played down, and Solo will come out of her box to play it with her feet. The U.S. national team player, 3-time Olympic gold medalist. Well, she's one of the best goalies in the world, let's just say that. Some good pressure employed by Merritt Mathias, and she will be called for a foul. A little too aggressive that time, Tracy.
Yeah, I mean, look, Merritt is an aggressive centre forward, and I think that importantly today we can get her to hold the ball up and bring others into play, particularly our midfielders, you know, Bev and Kim. To get her as close to the ball will be a big bonus for us.
Second foul on the Seattle Reign, looking for their 2nd win of the season at home. They had a defeat to start the year against Sky Blue. Here's a long ball into the box, chested down by Lindsay Haran. Goes to the right wing for her Thorns teammate. A couple of jitterbug moves, but stolen away by the Seattle defense. Nice pick that time by Tim Little, coming back from the midfield to help out her mates.
I think already you can see there's a slight change in the way that Portland have lined up. I think that, you know, Meg Morris's role really on this left-hand side is to come infield to allow Klingenberg to really get up and down on that left-hand side. So we do need to be aware of her prowess on this side and make sure that also we're taking care of Meg Morris when she moves inside.
Seattle throw in, handling the honors in the front half, will be Ellie Reed, who starts tonight at the right back position on defense. She has been playing some forward in a few matches this year. And what's the formation that Coach Harvey is going to use most of the night? You're saying it's a 4-3-3, but maybe a 4-3-2-1 or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, we've got an adaptable and a shiftable unit in midfield that we think we can look to stay with one, sometimes stay with two. But for us, it's important that we do get those midfield bodies close to our forward line, our front three.
Kirsten Dahlstrom making her presence felt. Another Seattle throw in, their fourth of the early first half here. We're in the 8-minute mark. A long throw comes into the box, and it's off the heel of a Portland defender for a Seattle corner kick. It will be Kim Little handling the duties here. Here's the in-swinger, left-footed. It's headed, but over and off a Seattle player's head. I think this should be a goal kick, and it is. So an opportunity, squandered a bit there. Setting up more of the Portland roster as we have time. We've talked about Allie Long as really their engine room, 5'8". She was the best 11 in the league last year in NWSL. Mana Shim from Honolulu, Santa Clara University is certainly a great playmaker. And Lindsay Horan, I think, is one of the unsung players in the league. She already has 2 goals for the Portland Thorn, a dangerous player in their attack. Up front, they have Nadia Nadim. And then a newcomer, 5'11", great athlete, Dagny Brynjarsdottir from Iceland. 52 caps for that nation. She played at Florida State. Long throw incoming from the Portland Thorns into the attacking third of the field. Kim Little surrounded by 4 red shirts, but finds a way to get it loose and hand to Keelan Winters. Off it comes again to Dahlstrom. She flicks it back. And a long pass, searching ball up into the attacking half is not flagged down by Seattle. It'll be a Portland throw in this time. How about the strategy for the first-year head coach of the Portland Thorns, Tracy? Mark Parsons, who was at Washington, what does he like to play as far as formations? How is he a little bit different tonight without Tobin Heath?
I think, Mark has always previously been at Washington, has always been a possession-type coach, so I don't see that changing tonight. I think that tactically, he's changed a few things. I think Nadim, who's normally an out-and-out number 9, is playing wide on the right, and it's almost like a false number 9 because Shim is sort of sitting in as a 10/9 in there. So I think that tactically we would expect them to press very high. I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. And, that may give our backline an opportunity to possess the ball and get our midfield on the ball quite early as well.
There was a nice chip over the top, and you saw Kim Little making a willing run into the left corner, and then her cross went awry. Just too much mustard on that one. So goal kick for the Portland goalkeeper, Adriana Franch, 25-year-old from Salina, Kansas. She played at Oklahoma State and in Norway, was also a member of the Washington Spirit. The other goalkeeper that Portland had, Michelle Betos, you Seattle fans might recall her. She was here for a while with the rain, but has been injured, so she is not available tonight. Portland throw-in. Klingenberg will hand her the U.S. national, and she fires it all the way up to the mid-stripe, ping-ponged around and over the touch, and into a throw-in again for Seattle.
Yeah, you can see how Portland are lining up now, like real no out-and-out number 9, no one looking to press our 2 centre-backs, and almost a case where Shim and Dagny are in a position as sitting in and just waiting to pounce when our midfield play in. So, something that we need to be aware of, how we get our midfield in possession when it's quite tight and congested in there.
Dagny Brynjarsdottir is a athlete from Iceland, 5'11", good strong person, and she is very good in the air. We've seen already 1 header goal this year from her, and that, I believe, was against Boston. Seattle trying to play possession now, but lose it, and picked off in the mid-stripe area by Lindsay Horan. And almost stolen again. Here's Dahlstrom trying to kick it away from the Portland defenders, putting a lot of pressure there. Winters will steal it away for the blue-clad Seattle Reign. Her cross, and it's more of a long shot from about 30 meters, and it's gathered in easily by Adriana Franch.
I think it's really good to see, and that's much more of the Seattle Reign that we know and love, and, pressing from the front there, very aggressive, not allowing any of Portland's defenders any time to settle or to breathe, and I think that's going to be key for today, that we are like that, because that's where we are most accustomed to and where we're going to put teams under pressure.
Almost the 13-minute mark, a searching ball to the right wing, and too much pace on that one. Over the end sideline again, I should say, for another Seattle. It seems like one throw-in after another so far, but you said a feeling-out process, two fairly stubborn defensive teams. Portland does not score a lot of goals, so they will be at a premium tonight. Seattle trying to, when they do get up in that attacking third, put some shots on goal. You never know what might happen from distance.
Absolutely. I mean, already the NWSL this season looks like it's going to be a low-scoring affair. And I think that, seeing the results this weekend, that they've been all by a narrow one-goal margin. So I think it's important that defensively you're well organised. And I think that how you counter and how you build your attacks, and if you can get that one goal, how you then defend those. So I think it's going to be a season of maybe narrow wins for teams.
Seattle has numbers back, good shape on defense. A wide left pass comes to Megan Klingenberg. Juke, she fires a shot that's easily saved by Hope Solo, who is in great position. But you can see Klingenberg as a left defender now, really playing more of a midfield position.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that, like we said, similar to what we've got with Carson, obviously, as a future US player, we hope that she's very much an attacking wing back and really defining what the modern fullback is these days, where they have to be both a winger and a defensive player.
Great pressure there from Merritt Mathias, winning another throw-in for the Seattle Reign, looking to improve on their 6 points, and they really, this is a key early season home game for them. As winners tonight already were the Washington Spirit at the top of the table. The Chicago Red Stars are 5-3-1. They have 10 points, and the Portland Thorns are undefeated. They have 8 points. They're 2 ahead of Seattle in the standings. 5 games into the schedule for NWSL. Here's Winters trying to steal it away, and again Mathias making her presence felt in the Portland box. 50-50 ball. It's won over on the right wing, this time by the Portland Thorns. The substitute for them tonight, Megan Morris, is in for Tobin Heath. Again, if you're joining us late, she is not available this evening. Drew a red card for 2 yellows. A dissent was the third and second one at the 88th minute last week, and thus she's not available tonight. Long chip shot intended for Brynjar Stoddard, and that's headed out of the sideline for a Portland throw-in. What do you see so far as the pace of the game, Tracy, to your liking for the home team, Seattle?
Yeah, I think that we've, obviously the blow of losing Melis early on is something that's unscripted and something that we've had to adapt to. But I think that we've started well with our pressing game. I think now it's key that we just get and build some possession and start to really, start to test that Portland back line.
Opportunity for Portland, and a header just goes wide of the right netting there. And Hope Solo had it covered, it seemed to be anyway. So Seattle is giving up a couple of early scoring chances for Portland, not major threats. The one was a flick with the right foot early on a cross from Klingenberg, and that had some danger written all over, but fortunately Seattle covered it up. So at the 16-minute mark, a scoreless tie between these Northwest rivals. Portland leads the all-time series 5-4. They really owned the first year, but Seattle last season winning the home and away and dominating fashion, not allowing any goals. Also won the preseason this year, 2-0.
Yeah, I don't know if that's being counted in that 5-4.
No,
we'll
it's
call
not.
it 5-5.
Regular season. But certainly 2 teams that have ambitions to make the playoffs and be a threat to go all the way this year. Those are the lofty goals for Seattle. They have been to the final 2 years in a row, and losing to Kansas City, of course. Here's the ball played up the left wing and knocked back to Portland's possession for another throw-in. There's tight confines here at this Memorial Stadium. I played here recreationally, used to watch the old Seattle Sounders, and the carpet here, the synthetic rug, is a lot better than the old days, I'll have you know that. And with a little rain this morning, that's actually better for the playing conditions, wouldn't you say, Tracy?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that both teams, like I said, are possession-based, so a nice slick surface will aid that happening today. So I think important that we had that little drop of rain this afternoon.
Of course, it can wreak havoc on defenders, a mishit, if you will. The goalies have to watch the skip occasionally too, but I think the surface is just about right. And excellent playing conditions tonight. The heat wave we've had in the Northwest has died down. We had 60 degrees at first kick and not a speck of rain. So a great night for Northwest rival game. Wear what the pros wear. Pick up the new 2016 jersey for men, women, or kids. We have hundreds of Reign FC items to choose from. Head to the ReignFCshop.com. Bill Swartz, along with Tracy Kevins, the technical director for the Seattle Reign Academy FC, just coming off your first tryouts in 2016, trying to build a younger group that will be a development system for the Reign.
Absolutely. I think it's important now that we extend the Reign family and start to look at, rather than being a standalone one club, that we become a full development academy, and we have our 5 tiers of youth players that will play in the ECNL League this season, and trying to get that next Megan Rapinoe, next Hope Solo. So, we need to replace this lot on the field eventually. So the future's very bright for us.
Nice crossover dancing move by Lauren Barnes over there, the U20, U23 U.S. national player for the Seattle Reign. 26-year-old fires it now, a pass into the midfield for Kim Little, and playing it long, intended for Ellie Reed on that right wing, but stepping in the ever-present Megan Klingenberg. Losing it over the sideline, though, is Megan Morris, the substitute for Heath tonight. Here's the first-round draft pick of the Seattle Reign now, and that's Carson Pickett. Here's a cross going in, and coming out of her goal line that time is French to pick it off for Portland and clear the danger. A good opportunity that time by the Reign.
And I think for us, that diagonal ball is an option to get Bev in on that weak side. So I think that's something that you might see a few times happening tonight.
Bev Yanis trying to come up from her midfield position and make herself a danger on that play. Lob pass from the back line and collected near the center mid-stripe by Portland's defense. Number 16, Emily Sonnet, 5'7", out of Marietta, Georgia. And now they go to Klingenberg, or at least look for her. She's going to really press up. But the Reign are putting on a lot of pressure, and again force another turnover here. And that seems to be a key strategy, at least from what I saw in training this week, was to really press the wings, their fullbacks, and not allow them to make that pass up the sideline.
Absolutely, particularly on that left-hand side. We know that Portland are very strong on that side with Kling, so really important that we look to pressurize. Look, that's a great bit.
Here's a steal after the pressure by Keelan Winters. Errant pass, and it's again picked off by Portland's packed-in defense near their own 18. Little trying to make life difficult, and it's winged out again to Klingenberg. It looks like the strategy is keep feeding her the rock all night as much as she wants it. Good pressure again this time.
And I think from us at times, we will force it into a situation where we will set traps and we will look them to play onto that left-hand side for us to try and pounce and win the ball.
Good back heel that time by Lindsay Horan. She keeps it, and now the cross intended for Brynjar's-Daughter, but Seattle Reign intercept that one. Kim Little looking around for mates and finally decides to play it back and set up the offense. 20-minute mark, almost 21, a scoreless tie between Northwest rivals Portland and Seattle. I asked one of the players this week, it was Keelan Winters, the captain of the team. You're a University of Portland player. I said, how would you describe this rivalry? One word, fierce. And if the newcomers to this don't know, they found out here in the first 15 minutes, it's intense.
Absolutely, and I think that, we always look for what game is Portland, when are we going to play them, and I think the fact that we're playing them this many times this year will set a benchmark as to which side will, if you can get wins in those games, that's going to put you higher up the table.
They have 3 meetings this year. Portland will return the favor and host the Seattle Reign. That's on May 29th at 7 p.m. at Providence Park. For now, we're at Memorial Stadium, Seattle Center, a building from the 1960s that's housed, Jimi Hendrix rock concerts, high school football, but it is home to the Seattle Reign, and they've made the most of it here with a fabulous home record and a great crowd tonight. Good work in the corner that time by Merritt Mathias, who's really becoming a pest. Now she's down on the ground, but appears to be okay. Long probing ball, hammered and off the shoulder of Corsi, and she will play it back to Hope Solo as Seattle tries to set up the formation again to build on the attack and control the pace of the game, but also just collect themselves and work it up the field. That's the style you want to play today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for us already it's an improvement on what we showed against Orlando. You know, movement in terms of our midfield and our forwards looking to get on possession of the ball has been much better. So already for us an improved performance.
There's nothing sometimes like a negative lesson learned, if you will, and losing to the Orlando Pride and not playing well. I'm sure there was a little snarl, a little, oomph in practice this week that you didn't see before, saying we're better than that.
Yeah, you always talk about the wounded animal type analogy.
Don't poke the bear, yeah.
Absolutely, and I think that, this side has a lot of winners in it and doesn't like putting in those performances and doesn't like coming out the end of negative results. So you will certainly see a reaction today from them.
Handling the throw-in again, Ellie Reed playing right back tonight. Has been a forward before. If you're joining us now, Manon Mellis, the starting forward, went down with a left knee, leg injury. We don't know the severity. We'll get some word from the training staff when we can. But already a substitute, Carson Pickett, coming in and playing more of a midfielder pressing role tonight at the left side. Ball headed around by several players from both teams, and finally Little wins possession for Seattle. Off it comes to the right wing, and played back again to Corsi. Rachel Corsi, 26, out of Aberdeen, Scotland. Played for their national team. Calmly sets it up to Hope Solo again, and a long searching ball to the left wing, and that's over everybody's head. And over the sideline again for Portland throw.
I think for us, if we can get Carson into wide areas, I mean, she's certainly got one of the best left foots I've seen of a young player for a long time, and I think her delivery could cause Portland some real problems tonight. So we just need to really get her into those positions, into wide and high positions to get the ball.
Good.
Right now, hopefully.
Here's a chance now for the Seattle Reign. Left-footed cross coming in. A look for Dahlstrom that time, and she was covered up nicely by the Portland defense. But a real threat down that left wing, and the second time, Coach, that's happened tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's Carson's ability, and I think she showed it in her 4 years at Florida State that she can play that high up the field and cause defenses real problems.
Carson Pickett, a great story, featured on Como News this week, as she plays with a physical challenge, but has overcome that to be a first-round pick for the Seattle Reign, and now asked to play up tonight, more of a midfield role after the injury to Mellis. Portland wins the possession back. They're still facing a lot of pressure, and kick it into the midfield area for Megan Morris.
You're definitely seeing a trend tonight with Portland that it's almost a false number 9. Dagny and Shim keep interchanging and dropping in, so at times it will be for us to understand how Portland have set themselves up and which midfielders we need to take care of, and for our centre-backs to be fully concentrated tonight.
Well, so far I can tell you, and I'm no great student of the game, but I know that Megan Morris is no Tobin Heath, okay? So no knock on her, but that's a huge loss, and we knew that coming in.
Yeah,
so Portland is trying to compensate for a U.S. national team player that's not available.
Absolutely, and I think that this season, Portland have most of their best moves and chances have come via either a Tobin Heath shot, pass, or cross. So, that's a big miss for them today.
Here's Morris with the ball. Back passes it again to Klingenberg. And the Portland Thorns, undefeated in 4 matches, sitting on 8 points, will play it up at the 26-minute mark. A scoreless tie here at Leon Brigham Field at Seattle Center. Reed will throw it in for the Reign again. It seems like we've had about 8 million throw-ins here in the first half. And it could be a little bit disjointed. You want to get a flow going, but both teams are defensive-minded and don't want to give up anything cheap at this juncture of the game.
Yeah, I mean, if we could be forcing Portland to throw aimless balls into wide areas, I think, and those are going off for throw-ins, I think that it shows that our pressing strategy is starting to have an effect on them.
Winters comes way back. The captain gets it, and now a long left-footer to the left wing. And Portland's defense is sound again there. Emily Sonnet coming out from the center back position to win that away, but almost a steal, and kicked off a Portland player, and that will be a throw-in deep in the attacking end for the Seattle Reign. Quickly taken, and into number 17, Bev Yanis. Left-footed cross, and it appears to be an offside position that time, the pass coming back to the thrower. So Portland will take the free kick in their own end. The goalkeeper again is Adriana France. She has started 2 of the 4 games, had 6 saves against the Washington Spirit when Portland was in a 0-0 tie last week, May 7th.
Yeah, I think it's interesting from Portland's point of view that they have two big personalities in Franch and Betos as to haven't really got a designated number one. So I think it's very much up for grabs, and you know that can sometimes cause uncertainty with the goalkeeper knowing that maybe a mistake costs you your place. So it'll be interesting to see if we can put some pressure on her tonight.
Winters had brief numbers, she thought, as she hit a probing ball, that time for Dahlstrom, and the former Washington State Cougar almost picked it away, and then an errant back pass for Portland's Megan Klingenberg, bounced very high like a super ball, but no harm, no foul, and it went back to the Portland goalie again. At the 28-minute mark, Franch will do the duties and roll it out just a little bit beyond the 18 box to kick it long off the ground.
And I think you'll see that quite a bit tonight in the footage that we've watched of Franch. You know, doesn't tend to play out as much as maybe what they did when Betos was in goal. So maybe something that we can put a little bit of pressure on when she does roll out.
Boy, delayed offside call that time. I thought Morris was onside. The linesman, the assistant referee over there. And that's Mr. T.J. Zablocki with a little bit of a late call, but it is ruled offside. And it was a Seattle free kick in their defensive end. Portland wins it back, though, now. And here's Klingenberg again, number 25 on her back. Long ball intended for Brynjarstadter. Good defense by Corsi to head it away. Kim Little almost had it, but Portland wins it again. And securing it for her is Allie Long. Pass to the right wing as Portland sets it up in their attacking half.
I think you can already see that when we've got Portland in possession of the ball that we are definitely in a position where we're forcing them to go long.
Absolutely. Other than the two dangerous plays down here, one on a set piece by Allie Long, it's been, I think just kind of a back and forth in your midfield area. Both teams have had a couple of good scoring chances so far, but not super dangerous at this point. Say, friends, Rain FC matches are great for your next corporate outing or team activity. Ticket discounts are available for groups of 15 or more. Call Rain FC at 855-RAIN-FC for more information. Bill Swartz, along with Tracy Kevins, the technical director in her first year with the Seattle Rain Academy, building from the ground up. And you'll be playing teams like Crossfire and other elite teenagers, 13 to 18-year-olds in the Seattle and the Washington State area.
Yeah, and also outside of that. So it's an ample opportunity for us to test ourselves against some of America's best in the ECNL. So we're really excited and looking forward to our next generation.
As you said, the next wave of Mia Hams or Brandy Chastains, and now into this group. Where Seattle's been so blessed with women's soccer, going back to the great Michelle French in the day, one of the great scorers in the game. This is an area that's always worshiped soccer, men or women, and you can see it with the crowd support tonight for the Rain against the Portland Thorns. Seattle has a free kick in its attacking half, and taking it here in a rather long kick will be Lauren Barnes, or will it be Kim Little? You have your pick your poison. Little with the in-swinger if she goes right-footed here. Seattle trying to throw some taller bodies into the box, and it's headed away nicely that time by, I think, Brynjarstadter, who came all the way back from her forward position to play defense. She's 5'11". I would have her back there, too. Ball is parried about, kicked off a Seattle player. I think it was Dahlstrom who had the last touch.
Yeah, you can already see the effect that Dahlstrom's having for us in that she's picking up a lot of second ball and putting players under pressure. So helping us really with that pressing strategy tonight.
Kirsten Dahlstrom played collegiately at Washington State, but currently is working on a master's program at UW. So, and in soccer, it's kind of a tight community. A lot of these players have lived together. We'll talk about that in a moment. Nice run straight down the middle that time by Bev Yanis. Fires a pass to the right wing, and the corner cross is attempted that time by Matthias and knocked off a Portland player for the third Seattle cross of the first half.
Yeah,
so it'd be Little again to come out here, coach, and take it.
Yeah, I think that, obviously we've got the option here on this set piece of Lou Barnes with her left foot or Kim Little with her right foot. So, we certainly can be a big threat on set pieces.
Lou, the nickname of Lauren Barnes, she does indeed go short on it. Now left foots it in and parried away off the head of a Portland player. It will be won, though, by the Seattle Rain. They keep the pressure on, the possession in the attacking half. Pass, nice give and go that time. Could be a little long. No, saved, and still almost off the head of a Seattle player, and won by Portland's defense again, ever present in the back. Here's Carson Pickett to shag it down, and again, she is a factor with her hustle. Long entry pass is won by Adriana France, the Portland goalie. She rolls it out, and quickly they go on a counterattack here.
And this is where we just need to be careful where they do go on a quick counter, give it to Ali Long and look to play in that high passes. So we just need to be aware of that and be in transition in better shape.
Seattle was, and they kick it to Hope Solo. Nice steal by Portland here, but again won by Seattle. And Merritt Mathias had come back to help play some defense. Now she gives a little jiggerbug move and goes up to the front. It may have gone off a Portland player, we'll see. Now it's a Portland throw-in. 33-minute mark, scoreless tie at Memorial Stadium in Seattle. Portland, Thorns, and the Reign will meet 2 more times this season. And of course we have the Olympic break in August, so kind of a disjointed schedule this year in the NWSL. A lot of these players with ambitions to play for their countries, at least the U.S., where you think there's several national teamers in here tonight that may show up in Brazil. Here's a long pass from Little, right-footed, and again, won away by Portland's defense. Nice one-touch pass to Winters, but again, taken away by the Thorns. This had the makings of a defensive struggle, Tracy, knowing that both teams have been stingy when they've won. They've had clean sheets.
Yeah, I think from both teams' point of view that, first of all, that you need to be defensively strong and I think resilient. But also I think it's going to be about a game of half chances tonight and who can take the better ones of those.
Klingenberg, outside foot, goes to Brynjar's daughter, and that's picked away by Corsi. And she makes a nice diagonal pass up to the front third to mid-stripe. Keelan Winters almost had it. Big collision there, no harm, no foul. The referee lets them play on. That was just a good, clean 50-50 ball. Probing, long diagonal pass that time left-footed, and it goes awry to the Portland goalkeeper.
I think we're building nicely from our defensive inside midfield. I think really just need to connect another 1 or 2 passes in that final third rather than forcing the final pass that we are at the moment.
No pads. You saw Nadia Nadim take it from Keelan Winters that time on that 50-50 collision. Both players appear to be none worse for the wear. We've had one injury tonight already, though. The native of Rotterdam, the Netherlands, needed assistance to come off the field with an apparent left leg injury. So we'll get her status for you as the match progresses tonight. Seattle's back defense works it around, looking for some cutters. It appeared Bev Yanis wanted it to flash back, but they couldn't quite get it to her. Now it's on the left wing, and again, Portland applying some pretty good pressure over there to negate Seattle's efforts. Hope Solo coming way out of her goal to play pretty much an offensive-minded goalie tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Hope is more than capable of playing as a sweeper keeper and giving us that extra option almost as a third centre-back, we like to refer to.
A sweeper keeper, indeed. The ball is going out for a Portland throw-in here. Pick your favorites, 5 matches, and put together your perfect package. Match packs are a great way to see the matches you want and receive discounted ticket prices. Call 855-RAIN. Call 855-RAIN-FC for more information. Portland throw-in, it goes to Klingenberg. She right-foots it, looking for Brynjar's, the Icelandic national. An attempted back heel, and that's picked off by Seattle, and then back-headed all the way back into the Portland defensive end, where France will calmly collect it and look to start their attack again. Brynjar's not a factor yet, as we've seen in some of the matches for Portland this year. Of course, people are saying, whatever happened to Alex Morgan? Well, she's now with the Orlando Pride. She was with Portland, and that's their new offensive weapon, Brynjar's. Good athlete, but not nearly as nifty. She has the ball right now, looks to hold it and then push it back to Ali Long. Fine midfielder, number 10 on her back, wings it over to the right wing, and that goes over and out of play again for another Seattle throw-in. Yeah, some of these are careless traps tonight.
Yeah, we're forcing some good mistakes, and I think it's now the key that we can eliminate our unforced errors and start to make Portland make even more and really start to get a grip and a firm hold on this game.
I like the tenor for the Seattle Reign. I think they've come out aggressively. As we talked about, their strategy was to press high tonight and not allow Portland to just make a long pass up the wings.
Merritt.
Here's a long ball looking for Merritt. Matthias, Franch has to come all the way out of goal. She can't use her hands. Almost stolen away by the Seattle Reign again, and alertly, Portland's defense was there to prevent that from going in the net. Great hustle that time by Ellie Reed coming all the way up. Here you can see the pressure. Reed getting her right foot to it and making life very difficult for the Portland defense as the goalkeeper is way out of the box. Reed is dumped down, and that's going to be a Portland foul. Pretty clear tripping violation that time, as adjudicated by referee Matthew Kreitzer.
Yeah, an important couple of minutes there from Ellie Reed. I think that we're starting to get her more attacking, which obviously if we're starting to do that, we're immediately getting Megan Klingenberg defending, which is where we want her to be.
Got a bit of the ball, did Haran, but also the legs that time, and knocking Reed to the turf. So here again we have the dynamic duo. Lauren Barnes, as you call her, Lou, or Kim Little. And what's her nickname?
Lulu. Not very original.
There's Lulu, okay. So I think it's probably going to be, I would go Barnes here with the in-swinger left, and that would be a lovely curling ball if they could pull that off. Franch has it covered with a mini wall of 3 for Portland. It is Barnes to take the left footer, chips it in there,
Yes.
back throw! Winters nearly had a header on goal. It goes just a little too far for her and really couldn't get the good forehead to it.
Yeah, I think if it had been served slightly closer to the 6-yard box, I think we would have been in a better position to get Keelan onto it. So just a little bit too deep for her.
Here's our Ustream replay again. As you saw, she was almost at the end line. Tough angle to try and put it down on net. Yeah, but a good scoring opportunity, on dangerous indeed, on that Barnes curling. Here's a long chip shot again intended for Matthias, and Portland's defense ever present. Allie Long shields away, a Seattle Reign player, and Portland will start up their offensive attack again at the 39-minute mark.
I think it's important that we finish this half quite strong, put ourselves in a footing. If we can get another clear chance, which, you know, we're building some good momentum now, and I think we're starting to get a foothold in this game, that we can continue this pressure on Portland.
I think the Reign are aware that the Thorns are going to cover up Kim Little. That was 4-on-1 that time on number 8.
It won't
she
matter.
Alertly got it to an open teammate.
You can have 10-on-1 on Kim Little. She's phenomenal. She's probably one of the few players in the NWSL in the world where you'd give her a ball with 2 or 3 players around her.
Here's a throw-in in the attacking half for the Seattle Reign. Again, Portland very alert on defense. Lindsay Horan comes back and rolls it off the leg of a Seattle player for a goal kick, Portland. 5 minutes to go, and then we would presumably have some stoppage time with the injury to Manon Mellis that was early on in the first half for Seattle. Franch will take the long goal kick and has it all the way out to the mid-stripe, looking for Brynjarstadter, and they nearly find her, but headed by Seattle. And here's an onside play, a dangerous scoring opportunity, and the shot is just wide by Nadia Nadim. She did appear to be offside. The linesman did not see it that way, and so the very dangerous scoring opportunity by Portland, just about 2 feet wide, as you saw the replay there. Hope Solo came out to challenge, and a more accurate shot would have been 1-0 Portland.
Yeah, I think that Nadim's had a tough scoring start to her season. You know, previously been the main scoring weapon for Sky Blue and hasn't really found her feet goal scoring wise, and long may it continue today.
A heartwarming and fascinating story is Nadia Nadim, a native of Kabul, Afghanistan. Her father was a victim of a murder there. Her entire family moved to Denmark, and she played for the Danish national team before coming to the States, and now is with the Portland Thorns. They're happy to have her as a offensive threat, and you saw her wreaking havoc there. Again, a ball that appeared that she was just past the defensive line there and may have been offside, but they let it play on. Here's Seattle now, though, on the offense and trying to build the attack. Carson Pickett has it in, looking for Kim Little, 1-on-2. And that's taken away momentarily by the Thorns. Yes, they have it, up to Brynjarstadter. She will wait for some support, instead looking for Klingenberg, and Seattle picks it off again. Chipped ahead, and it's going for Dahlstrom. She right foots it, trying to get it to herself. Will flick it on, and here's a nice steal away again by Allie Long. Way up into the air. Somebody fair catch that one. Instead, it's Keelan Winters, the captain, knocking it down, and Portland has it. A left wing pass for the U.S. national teamer, Klingenberg. Waiting for support. She'll go backwards and try and set the offense.
Just need to be aware of the run from Haran from deep, and I think that, good communication between our centre midfielders and centre backs just to make sure that she was secured.
Of course, he tried to win a goal kick and does. Great shielding by the center back that time. Corsi, a very strong person at 5'9", 26-year-old out of Scotland. And that's what you want a defensive back to do, is come out there and just use your body and keep everybody away from the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rachel's more than equipped to do that.
Beautiful night for soccer. Glad to have you along on the live stream tonight. If you're not here in person, we'll get you a way to get some tickets to see the Seattle Reign play the entire summer here at the Seattle Center. Kim Little has it on the left wing, chips it back to a teammate on the defense. Again, that's Kendall Fletcher playing the left back position tonight. Corsi has it with Solo. They play a little give and go. And Corsi will now come up with a probe on the right wing. She looks for a long ball, and that's headed away again by Portland's defense. They seem to be omnipresent. Allie Long has it, one touch to a Portland teammate, and now they test the right wing of Seattle's defense. This is Shim. Almost taken away, and is this time by Bev Yanis. She goes to Winters, the University of Portland product. Left foot chip ahead, looking for Dahlstrom, just a little too far long, and Franch came off her line to eagerly collect that one. Rolls it quickly ahead, and Portland again on the counter. Almost out of play. And Laura Harvey was pleading for over the sideline, but Klingenberg did not allow the entire ball to go over. Remember, that's the rule in soccer. All of it has to be over. Portland seems to be, here in the last 2 minutes of the half, just be patient. Don't make a fatal mistake, Coach.
No, I think that, I think they'd want to see out the half. I think that, although early on they had the better half chances, I think that we've really started to get a grip on this game, and I think that they'll be the happier team if they're going in with 0 at half-time.
Pick your favorite 5 matches and put together your perfect package. Match patches are a great way to see the matches you want and receive discounted ticket prices. 855-RAIN-FC for more information. Tracy Kevins, Bill Swartz along with you tonight for the call. Tom Glasgow and Leslie Gallimore have done some of our matches this year with the broadcast. Both are off enjoying sites around the world. Coach Gallimore is over in Ethiopia, part of a water project, and we'll talk more about that at halftime as we honor a legend here at Seattle Center. At the 45-minute mark, we have 1 minute of stoppage time, 1 minute of extra time, and that was the injury. Maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute of injury time coming up here. Reign trying to see out the half here, which is now in the 45th minute. And Corsi will have it at the center back position again, as she and Hope Solo kind of scan what Portland's throwing them on defense. Pressure from Brynjarsdottir. Corsi sees to it that it's back to Solo safely and securely. Hope sends it on, the native of Richland, Washington, and the University of Washington. Brynjarsdottir and a 50-50 header. That's won by the Reign again. Alertly back there was Barnes to secure it, but now a turnover given to Portland and one back. And there's the whistle ending the first half. A scoreless tie here at Seattle Center Memorial Stadium between the Northwest rivals, the Reign FC and the Portland Thorns FC. Well, ladies and gentlemen, each regular season game this season, the Reign FC will honor one woman as a Seattle Reign FC legend in recognition of her extraordinary contributions in our community and beyond. The Legends campaign is a partnership between the Reign and Chihuly Studio to celebrate the extraordinary achievements for the Reign FC and Dale Chihuly, the great artist from Tacoma and Seattle. He crafted the Reign Royal Blue Piccolo Venetian, which will be symbolically presented to each Reign FC legend. Well, today's Seattle Reign FC legend is MARLA Smith-NILSON. She is the founder and executive director of Water First International. That's a Seattle-based nonprofit organization that implements water and sanitation projects in some of the world's poorest communities. Women and girls are disproportionately impacted in those areas that lack the bare essential access to clean water for drinking and sanitation, as they are forced to spend hours each day collecting and carrying water, and that robs them of opportunities for education and employment. So for the last 26 years, MARLA has devoted herself to water projects that have transformed the lives of thousands of girls and women around the world. It's for her tireless efforts to create a healthier and more equitable society that we recognize MARLA as a Seattle Reign FC legend. Let's see more on her right now.
Ethiopia is historically and culturally and scenically, I think, one of the most interesting countries in the world. It is a very poor country, and that's why we're working there, but it's a great opportunity for our supporters to go and learn how rich a country it really is in terms of its people and its history. Water First is a nonprofit organization. We're based in Seattle, and we help people in poor countries build water systems and toilets and learn about ways that they can use those systems to make themselves healthier. In countries like Ethiopia, women walk really long distances every day to horrific water sources to collect the water that their families need to survive. So we are helping people in Ethiopia and other countries around the world address that major issue.
With Water First, there was two areas I liked about it. One is it's producing and helping people produce clean water, but it really benefits women and girls, because the women and girls in those villages, instead of going to work or going to school, are carrying water back and forth. And when I was over there, just seeing the girls and seeing the mothers, it was heart-wrenching that they can't spend the same amount of time in school every day because they're carrying this water back and forth. So it really sunk in for me that this was a perfect organization to work with.
So Dimajeli is at the very beginning stages of their water project, where they're organizing themselves as a community, because this isn't just a technical solution, it's also, they have to manage a water system. So they need to elect a water committee that will be, responsible for operating and maintaining this water system. So that's the stage that they're at.
And we went down to the river to collect the water, and there's cows upstream standing in the water, and that kind of just hit home, like how unclean this water was that they're using for drinking and cleaning and everything.
I was like so taken back. I'm like, these people are drinking it, and seeing the river was really hard. It was really hard.
When you ask women in these communities, what is your greatest need? They almost 100% of the time will say it is really hard to carry water, and the water is just, it's brown, it's not just a water source for humans, there are animals that use it as well. People talked about how frequently their children were ill. I'm sure there are many children in that community who died as a result of drinking that water.
And it was hot and dusty, and you could just tell after you got it strapped on your back how heavy that would be after even walking 30 minutes, but it's not something that they can just decide not to do. Water for them is everything.
And then when we got into their home, of the two ladies that let us come in and kind of chat, it all became kind of real.
How long does their walk normally take for water, like on average?
Yeah, both sides, they spend about 1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah.
Do they only do that once a day, or do they do it all day? How many?
She says that we go or we collect water 3 times per day, sometimes more than 3.
Okay. Do they use that water for drinking?
This water?
That river
Yeah.
water? Drinking too, or just washing and?
She says it is just for drinking. Yes.
That's for drinking.
The women, their demeanor, they're so shy and humble, and it's really almost inspiring because you know what they go through every single day, and they kind of act like it's really no big deal, it's just what they do.
And then they will let you know.
And like it comes back, it's just their survival. Like they have to do it. And they said that some of the girls start at 8 if they're strong enough. You just really realize how blessed you are.
So we were lucky to be in Dawu Kara for the ribbon cutting ceremony. So this was marking the end of 2 years for them of building their water project.
I feel like we didn't really know what to expect when we pulled up, and there was people riding horses and singing and chanting, and all the little kids running by our car, and then some of the Water First people getting out and running with them. You know, there's just this energy you could feel building.
The new water system now is a drilled well that pumps water up to a water storage tank, and then the water flows by gravity to different public water points so that no one in the community has to walk very far for water anymore.
Just knowing that it will change entire villages. Whatever opportunities it brings, it just brings them life, which is like the most important thing.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us here today. We are here to celebrate the beginning of your water project. We know that schools also work hard to learn about clean water. You are so important to the success of the water project.
So when we found out we were going to a school, we had asked Nike for some donations. So they have these black cinch backpacks, and inside of every one of them there was a penny or a bib and a miniature soccer ball. And the look in the kids' eyes when they saw the little soccer balls, they were just so excited to see that.
On behalf of the Seattle Reign Football Club, congratulations.
Being able to give the school some supplies and soccer balls and that is always really cool to see the kids' faces light up.
From there, we called upon all of the girls. It was a girls-only soccer game.
Shoving each other and having their shoes fly off, and they're kicking the ball and just falling and getting right back up, and it was really cool to be a part of and to see. And I hope that some of the girls got inspired and will hop in and play with the boys now and feel that confidence and, you know, belief in themselves that they can do everything that everyone else can do.
I'm like sitting here and I'm like, I'm so happy that like one day we got to play with them and they didn't have to worry and they had like their adolescence back. And it's so fun to be able to empower them through the sport of soccer. And I think it's helped me really stay humble when I do these things.
Watching them just come out of their shells like that and see that that's inside of them and that they loved it and had so much fun, I thought that was the best day.
I mean, that's what I think starts to change people, you know, and I think girls see for themselves that they can do the things that boys can do. So I just love activities like that that allow girls well, an opportunity to see that they can do it too.
Nothing yells women's empowerment more than that. So the connection with Water First, I think, for the empowering girls and women was the biggest thing for me.
Seriously, for you?
The world is huge, and there's so many people around the world that need help like that. And we have such resources here that it's such a waste of our time and our energy while we're here on Earth not to help people.
After this trip, I fully can kind of understand how much of a difference fresh water in these villages can make for the women and the families. And definitely hit home for me, and now that I am back home, every time I turn on the water, I do think about it, and I'll think about it for the rest of my life probably.
Jeans are what made Kazi look like Tomo, gave Allison her freckles, and put the blue in Jordan's eyes. And jeans are what can help the Swedish Cancer Institute choose which treatment will work best for each individual patient. At the Swedish Cancer Institute, we call this new way of treating cancer personalized medicine. But people like Sherry call it a ticket back home. The Swedish Cancer Institute. Extraordinary care, extraordinary caring.
In 1935, 18 workers each contributed 50 cents to start BECU. The first loans helped coworkers buy the tools they needed to do their jobs. Today, we're Washington's leading credit union, and we're still banding together to make our money go further. Because while others stay motivated by profits, we're motivated by something greater: our members. Join us.
By the time these babies grow up, someone they know will get cancer. But when that happens, doctors will sequence the DNA in their cancer cells to guide them toward the best treatment, and their cancer will be cured. This personalized genetic medicine sounds like just the thing we've been waiting for. Only at the Swedish Cancer Institute, we're not waiting. The Swedish Cancer Institute. Extraordinary care, extraordinary caring.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium at Seattle Center, Seattle, Washington. Bill Swartz, along with Tracy Kevins, the technical director, Seattle Reign Academy. A scoreless first half. Nobody found the back of the net, but there were a couple of pretty good scoring chances, Tracy, for both teams.
Yeah, I think that early on, Portland had a couple of half chances. I think that as we started to grow into the game, that we started to get a little bit more dominant and create our own half chances. But, you know, it's really about which team is going to take a firm foothold of this game in this second half.
I think with the defensive orientation of this game, safe to say that a foul would be extremely critical in either attacking end. And we saw that Klingenberg had a nifty cross on a set piece in the first 5 or 6 minutes. And the same for the Seattle Reign, as it was Lou Barnes, as you would call her, Lauren Barnes, that put one in there, and nearly a header by the Seattle Reign teammate, Keelan Winters.
Yeah, I think that, you know, like I said, it's been half chances, really. I think that for us, it's just a little bit more controlled in terms of the quality of the final ball. I think that we will get our opportunities this half, and if we could just keep Portland and restrict their opportunities, then you know, a KG 1-0 might be on the cards for us.
Well, certainly the injury to Manon Mellis early for the Seattle Reign had the potential to be devastating and throw them for a loop. But Carson Pickett, the rookie from Florida, came in there and made a beautiful contribution, doing what she should do, is just pressing from that midfield position on the left wing. And that's where she comes out to start the second half, as the Reign will have the kick. The captain is at the mid-circle, and that's Keelan Winters. And in the blue-clad Seattle Reign, their fans are scarves up, trying to urge them on to get a home field win against the Portland Thorns, who have not tasted defeat so far in 4 matches of the NWSL season. Defense for Portland has been ever present in the first half, and they again pick it away. And here is Meg Morris, the substitute for Tobin Heath tonight, and she has it go over the sideline. Last touch by Seattle for a Portland throw. Lights in full effect now at Memorial Stadium as the sunset is happening in the Great Pacific Northwest. Long right foot ahead and headed down by Seattle's defender, Corsi, to the waiting feet of Kim Little. Back to Corsi, the Scottish teammates. Now out of bounds again, out of play for a Portland throw, their second of this half. It seemed like we had a gazillion throw-ins, and that's been the tenor of the game so far between these two defensive-minded teams. Get back, get your shape on defense, don't make a key mistake. Here's a ball that's juggled in there, and off the head of a Portland player, a miscommunication by Seattle. Score, Portland Thorns.
That's a disappointing giveaway for us, really. I think that a little bit of miscommunication in the back line there, and
the goal, here you're going to see it again. The chip shot coming in there with a high bounce. Morris will get the assist, and headed in by Nadia Nadim for her first score of the season for the visiting Portland Thorns.
Yeah, always disappointing to concede just after the half, because you feel like your halftime team talk really is, you know, goes out the window a little bit. So time for us now really to regroup, recover, and cause them some problems.
Here's Matthias putting off a left wing pass to the corner, and that's one for a corner kick by Seattle. Again, some nifty play by Carson Pickett. So Seattle would like to answer right away. As Tracy Kevins just said, that was kind of a stunner to come out of the dressing room and have one go in over the outstretched arms of Hope Solo, but more of a critical communication breakdown there than anything else. Here's the corner kick handed by Kim Little. Long one off a Portland defender, twice headed by the red-clad Thorns, but Seattle still has it in the attacking third. Portland wins it almost, and again it's Dahlstrom, the former Washington State Cougar. She has it go off a Portland defender, again a Seattle corner kick coming up. This time it'll be Barnes.
Need to start making good use of these set pieces. I think this is our 4th or 5th corner, and you know, really we've had a mixed delivery. I think that we need to get key players into key areas and good whip delivery on this.
Well, Portland has some height, so maybe it will take more than a headshot here, maybe a glancing deflection or a shorter ball. Seattle breaks out of the pack to run, and indeed it's an in-swinger and parried away by the Portland goalkeeper. They'll take it back to the same corner and have Barnes try and hook it in there again. She went short post and almost had to go in alertly. French, the goalkeeper, came over to fist it away.
I think we just do a better job of getting and blocking in front of Francis so we can stop her there from getting a clean or any sort of contact on that ball.
Looked like the goalpost was jostled out of place. Our referee, Matthew Kreitzer, went back and made sure it was secure. Barnes raises her arm and left foots it in again. This one is headed to the back of the net for a Seattle goal. Beautiful goal.
Great goal by Bev. Great goal.
Yenes with the header, and French got an arm to it, but it wasn't enough, and we are equalized at the 48-minute mark. That was sensational stuff, Tracy.
Well, great start to the half. I think that we've already seen more action in the opening 3.5 minutes than we have did in the previous 45, but great response from the Reign and terrific delivery from Lou Barnes. And, you know, Bev had a similar chance to this last week in Florida and it went just over, but I think the power on the header, the quality of the delivery, and for Bev to get off the mark this season. Great start for her.
It appeared Allie Long had her covered up, but the ball was just over her head, the Portland defender, and right to Yanis, who made no mistake, and that was just a beautiful, you say hit it low sometimes, but that was about belt high and still had the velocity on it. Really well taken.
I think it's all about the pace of the delivery. I think that, Lou whipping it in with real pace there caused them problems, and and Bev is a threat on those sort of deliveries.
So 2 minutes after Portland took advantage of a Seattle mistake, the Reign are back tied at 1-1. Here's a giveaway. Morris almost taking it away. Solo should have picked it up, but instead just kicks it with her foot right back to Portland for a shot. I think that came off a Portland player initially, and I'm not sure why Hope didn't reach down and just grab it.
Yeah, it's always a difficult one in that situation. Not sure whether it's the defender that's the pass back or the forward. So I think that safety first, because sometimes you can't trust the officials.
But her clearance was right back again for a dangerous Portland shot. We're at 1-1. The smoke is starting to drift in now after the Seattle goal was scored on the corner kick. A lot of action here to open the second half. Here's a pass all the way back to French, the goalkeeper for Portland in her neon outfit. She long right foots it ahead, and it's headed away by Seattle and won by Kim Little, who's kicked, but no foul call. Now there is. She got kicked right in the shins accidentally by Brynjarstadter, and it will be a free kick for Seattle after that foul.
I think what was so pleasing for us that as soon as, Portland scored, that we immediately went on the attack. We won those 2 set pieces, and I think that, just a great response from us. And I think that, this is what makes champions, and this is why they've been Shield winners for the last 2 years, is that their response to when things go badly against them, and great response from the team.
How do you react when you've been challenged? And they are doing it on the home turf, where Seattle is 1 loss and 1 victory this year. The defeat in the opening game against the Boston Breakers, and then beating the at Kansas City. On the left wing, possession now by Barnes, who had the assist on that goal. She goes all the way back to Corsi, who now goes in a searching, probing diagonal ball to the left corner for Carson Pickett, who cannot shag it. Portland throw in their defensive third.
I think if we can continue to get Carson high and putting pressure on Reynolds there, I think that's initially how I think the first set piece was won, with Pickett putting pressure on her. I think if we can get Carson to continue to do that, I think we can cause some problems down this side.
Here's the U.S. national player, Klingenberg, left-footing it ahead. Looking for teammate Shim. That goes over to Morris on the left wing. Nifty move, goes to the corner. Here comes the cross, and it's parried around. That's, a shot just over the bar from Brynjarstadter. Gift wrapped in May 14th and said, how would you like this for a shot on goal? And she was right there, the big 5'11" forward. Can't gift wrap it better than that. And Hope Solo, there's nothing she could do except watch it go over her goal.
Absolutely. I just think the bounce there just took it away from Kim, really, and wasn't able to get a clean clearance on it. But, yeah, we need to stop the Portland deliveries from wide areas, because that is becoming a bit of a problemsome thing for us.
Barnes is tripped up, pushed over. It will be a free kick for Seattle after the foul over on the sideline instead of a throw-in. And she will alertly hand to teammate Kendall Fletcher, and Seattle tries to set up the offense, working on your viewing apparatus from right to left. Here's a pass up into the attacking half for Kim Little, number 8 on her blue-clad Seattle Reign jersey. Pirouettes, tries to do a through ball for Matthias, and that's kicked out of bounds by Portland. You can't get any closer to the action without being on the team. Join Reign FC on the pitch at Memorial Stadium for your chance to meet players, watch warm-ups, and receive exclusive team gear. It is a VIP experience. Seattle with a throw in here. And long it goes, intended for Reed. Or no, make that Bev Yanis the goal scorer. And Seattle keeps possession. Winters has the ball go over to Pickett. Now right foots it in. It's a glance. It's Seattle teammate. That was off a Portland defender. Will not be offside. Almost a shot that goes in by Matthias, but it's saved by a Portland defender on the back line. Oh my goodness, nearly 2-1 Reign. A lot of helter-skelter in the box that time. The goalkeeper French was out of position, but her defenders saved the bacon. Diagonal ball again into the Portland defense, and it's alertly kicked out of bounds. Barnes will have the throw in right in front of her head coach Laura Harvey, who's celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Throw in to Pickett. Nice right-footed outside pass intended for the Reign teammate, but the Portland Thorn defense has it back again.
Yeah.
Boy, Pickett is really asserting herself, creating great pressure in the attacking half.
I think no doubt Harves at half-time has sort of, had a word with her and said, look, if you could start a little bit higher, start to put Reynolds under a bit of pressure, that you could get some more success in that area. And already, 10 minutes in, we're having good joy down this side.
Carson Pickett, normally a defender, but has come in to play forward tonight for Manon Mellis. The injury update we get from the team trainer, it is a left knee. She will not return to action. Of course, once you're subbed out, cannot. Here's Pickett again, trying to return the favor to Yanez, but that's intercepted instead by Shim. Megan with 25 on her back. Again, that left-footed pass, and it's off a Seattle player. And out for a Portland throw-in in their offensive half. Good to have you along at Seattle Center, Memorial Stadium, built in the 60s. Seen so great many sporting events throughout the years, and home of the Seattle Reign now in their 4th season in the NWSL. Here's Keelan Winters lobbing it ahead, a chip shot intended for Matthias, a willing runner, but just too strong for her that time. Great pressure again, a sandwich of Seattle Reign defenders along the sideline, and off a Portland player, or is it? Here's a substitute now for the Reign. And make it the Portland Thorns coming in as Sinclair. Christine Sinclair will replace Shim at the midfield position. Sinclair wears number 12. So Mana Shin goes out.
This will probably be a straight swap. I mean, Sinclair will play into just underneath the forwards, and will add more of an attacking element to Portland's attack.
What can you tell us about Sinclair as a player?
Well, I mean, this is her first game back. She's been out with an Achilles injury, I believe. So, she's got over 35 minutes to last. So probably in a little bit earlier than we would have expected, having been out for such a long layoff. And it'll be interesting to see how up to match fitness and sharpness she is.
Well, Sinclair just had part of a steal for Portland. Here's a long shot taken, and off the crossbar. Solo has to come at it again. Portland player Morris ran into her, and that's going to be a foul and a Seattle kick. And then, as you saw on the replay, Hope Solo went back to get it and collect it, but Morris ran into her, knocking it loose, so Seattle gets the possession. Portland in possession now, almost at the center circle. Searching for Klingenberg on that left side, and an errant pass is picked off by Kim Little. Back it goes, off the head and out of play over the sideline. Taking a brunt of that one, a Seattle Reign defender that time, I believe it was Ellie Reed. It was a little bit woozy. She had a gimpy ankle part of practice this week. And here you see the ping-ponging effect, and Reed got one right in the nose that time. But she gets back up and cleans herself off and is back on defense. Stolen by the Seattle Reign. Nice pass to the wing it goes. Yanez returns the favor into the middle. Here's Matthias. Great tic-tac-toe passing. Cross intended for a Seattle player, but instead Portland alertly wings it away.
Just would have liked to seen on that final ball that if we could have whipped it in front of their defensive line. I think that Carson was coming in on that far side.
Playing a little triangle touch over here on the left wing. You had Fletcher and also Lauren Barnes. Hope Solo will left foot it long this time. Intended for Matthias, and it glances away, almost taken by her, but Portland picks it back off on the defense. They play some one touch and find Allie Long, number 10, at the mid-stripe. That ball right in the midsection of a Seattle player, this time in the breadbasket, and she goes down. The referee will let them play on as long as it's not a head injury here. That was right in the midsection. It may have knocked the wind out. As you can see here, a close range this time. And going down immediately was Dahlstrom, the Washington State University product. Kristen, the 28-year-old, and she try and walk that off. Physical match tonight. Here's a collision. Seattle player taken down, but no foul whistled by our head referee that time, Mr. Kreitzer.
I think you're now starting to see a little bit more of a physical battle going on. Certainly, you know, Merritt has been causing good play, Carson.
Here comes Carson Pickett after the dummy crossover step. She left foots it, but that's just too short. Pulled out of the way by a Portland defender. Seattle can't get it, but the long pass is won by the Reign again.
Yeah,
here's Keelan Winters. Now we'll distribute back to the defense.
Yeah, I think that we just need to do better on that quality of that final ball that we're getting in wide areas. Good head on, Carson. Like here in this sort of situation now, can we look to draw defenders out of position? Can we look to keep possession and work ourselves into the final third?
Pass intended for Yanez, and it almost went to the green-shirted referee instead. Yanez has it, goes off a Portland defender, and now finds Kim Little, danger zone, in the box. Trying to get into the mixer, but surrounded by 3 Portland defenders. Back to Bev Yanez. She's knocked over. No foul that time. That was from behind. Oh, my. Could have been. Let's watch it on the replay. Yanez is dancing out here in the corner.
I think the problem is it's
and
after
it was
the
a
ball.
shoulder to shoulder, yeah.
It's after the balls, but I think, you know.
Looked a little bit worse than it was.
Yeah.
Here's Kim Little, surrounded again by Portland defenders. By Nadia Nadim. Back to Little at the give-go. She needs some help. Surrounded 1-on-3. It goes to Carson Pickett. Flicked into the box. Off of Matthias, but Portland has it back. Alley long. Quick counterattack.
Just need that second layer now, so that as Carson does deliver it, we've got Merritt going near post, that we just need that second layer underneath from either Bev or Kim.
Morris and Winters is down now, the Seattle Reign captain. And we don't want to see this after losing one player already. As you see, their boots collide there, and it appeared that Keelan Winters got the worst of it. Morris, the player from the University of North Carolina, well put together, and Keelan Winters, the veteran of so many great Seattle Reign games, the captain. If you don't know her story, her dad was a fine NBA player, was coached in the NBA, Brian Winters. And she is also the founder of Pro Skills Soccer, but right now we're concerned about her health as the trainer is out for the second time this match, attending to a left knee of a Reign player.
I think it just looked like one of them where it's a little bit of a dead leg, you know, knee against thigh, it looked like. So
yes.
Hopefully
a Charlie horse, as us Yanks call it.
Hopefully not too, nothing too serious. And to be honest with Keelan, it's going to take a lot more than that to get her off this field.
Tracy, we've got the stats from the first half. The shots on goal were 2 for the Seattle Reign, or 2 for Portland, I should say. Yeah, two for Seattle and 3 for the Portland Thorns. Solo was credited with 1 save on that shot on goal. And I believe that was a flick early on the set piece by Klingenberg. Franch is not credited with any saves for Portland in that half.
I think we've already seen more action in the opening 12 minutes here than we have in the previous 45.
Yes, indeed. There was a feeling out process in the first 46, including the injury minute. In the first 46 minute was Nadia Nadim scoring on a miscommunication by the Seattle Reign defense. And then 2 minutes later on a beautiful left-footed corner, Bev Yanez headed it in for the Seattle Reign to equalize at the 48-minute mark. So we're 1-1 now at 63 minutes and ticking at Seattle Center Memorial Stadium. After the injury, the Reign will show their good sportsmanship and kick it to Portland for the throw-in. People always ask me, what's the quirky things about soccer? Why do you guys do that? Why do you give it back to the other team after you? Well, it's just sportsmanship. It's what you do.
Yeah, enforced sportsmanship at times.
If you didn't, there'd be hard feelings, is what I'm saying. Here's Yanez taking it away amid a scrum of 3 Portland defenders, but 1 back by Klingenberg.
This is where we've got to pin Portland in, really, and stop them from getting out of those sort of areas.
The newcomer, Sinclair, who came in as a substitute about 5 minutes ago, wins it for Portland. Ahead, she's looking for Brynja's That's stolen away by Corsi. And then Kim Little, and all the way back to Solo. Will it reset for the Seattle Reign? Hope right puts it back out to Corsi, and now Little again. Pirouettes, chased down by Brynjestadter, and the Reign continue their possession in their defensive half of the field. 1-1 tie at this point. The Reign have another home game next week against Chicago, but this one pivotal tonight, trying to get a win. Ball searching that time for Carson Pickett, and a good shielding job on defense by Portland and their central defender, Emily Sonnet. And so Franch collects it in the box. She'll half volley it ahead, looking long for a teammate on the right wing. Brynjestadter scampers over to try and save it, but it's out of play again for a Seattle throw-in.
Rookie versus rookie there. Sonnet up against Pickett. I think it's, Sonnet just using her strength in her body just to get herself in a position to stop Carson from getting on the end of that ball.
You mentioned the academy the Reign have created. Has Portland and are the other teams doing similar things around the league?
Yeah, certainly this season, Western New York and Boston Breakers are both going to be operating ECNL teams, and I think you'll start to see in the future more and more teams getting involved in the ECNL or Girls Development Academy that's coming out with US Soccer. Because I think it is a point where, if it goes on like the men's game where you have a Jordan Morris situation, it will eventually bring in the homegrown rules. So
Homegrown, that's right.
Absolutely, I think it's important that we start to build our own, really.
The man from Mercer Island, Jordan Morris. Here's women's soccer, though, we're covering tonight. And there is Allie Long making life difficult. We have another Seattle Reign player down on the field. I didn't see what happened this time to Giannis, but here we will on the replay. Giannis had to briefly go off her arm and then came in for a header again and colliding with a Portland player, and it looked like he took it off the face.
Yeah, she just got a little knock on the face. So.
But as we know in sports, all general sports right now, anything up around the head, safety first, and you make sure that you come out and the player does not have a concussion, is alert, and you take them out if they are. That's the way. That's how we've really advanced in this. Before it used to be, okay, rub some mud on it if there is mud, and you go back in.
Yeah. I think, Bev's a strong girl. Hopefully not a blood injury of any sort.
It might be a bloody nose, if anything. She's got a handkerchief up there to try and stop it right now. And the trainer has been one of the most busy chaps on the field tonight.
Had a busy night.
If you're joining us late, Seattle has already lost Minan Mellis, their fine forward. And that was an injury in the first 5 minutes of the match, a left knee, we are told. And so Carson Pickett has come in and really accounted well tonight. The rookie, number 16 on her back, and she tries to head it right now on the Seattle throw, and it is clobbered from behind. Portland had 15 fouls last week, and I think we're getting to the point where the referee might have to step in and say, okay, enough. At this point, you've been warned.
And I think we saw last week that, Portland can lose their heads a little bit, and we certainly saw it against Washington Spirit, and I think that if we could just continue to keep ours and keep putting them under pressure and let them self-implode.
Well, this is where you have to play aggressively, but with poise.
Good pressure.
Some real good pressure here by Dahlstrom, chasing the Portland defender and forcing it all the way back. But the Thorns are able to clear it and get it up to the attacking. Here's Nadim, the goal scorer, nearly over the sideline, but not. Not all of the ball was over. And back to Sonnet again to try and reset for Portland. She'll play it long on the chip, intended for Brynjestadter. Headed down alertly that time by Corsi, coming over from the center back position. Nice slide tackle, almost winning it for Portland. But again, Corsi very strong in that position to get it out of danger. Another chip back in by the Thorns again. Winters almost kept it alive for the Seattle Reign. Here's Nadim on the right wing. Going to take a long cross, intended for a Portland player, and that's over the bar. Almost 2-1. Thorns, terrific cross that time by Nadim, and we will get a look at that very shortly. Here it is.
Yeah.
Good pressure on the cross, but it was just accurate pinpoint. And I think that was long. It rose up to try and get it down on net and just couldn't do it.
Yeah, you could just see in the corner of the screen there, we're appealing for Bev to come back on. I'm not sure why the fourth official wasn't putting us in a position where we could get Bev back into the field.
Seattle there was playing 11 v 10. Here's a Portland player knocking down a Seattle Reign player. No foul called. Let them play on. Kim Little wins it in the danger zone. Back passes to Hope Solo and quickly ahead to Matthias. To the right wing, the Seattle Reign probe it there, but Portland defenders everywhere. Here's Corsi playing it long, looking for a willing runner, and Matthias will be that person. Cleared out of bounds again by Portland's defense, Emily Menges.
I think it's important that this referee starts to just take a hold and maybe have a chat to one or two players, because there's a few tackles now that are starting to go in, and what we don't want to do is have a situation where the game starts to boil over.
Here's Kim Little. Nice lob pass intended for a cutting player, Carson Pickett, but Seattle is interceded again by Portland's defense. Ball parried around in the defensive end for Portland, won by Kim Little, the reigning player of the year in the NWSL 2015. The little engine that could. She sets up the offense. They'll go all the way back to Hope Solo again and try and switch it over to the left wing. Ringing up on the attack is Kendall Fletcher. Looking long again and chest trapped down neatly by Portland's defender. Playing a lot of long ball here, Coach, both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why, but you know, the game's starting to get a little bit stretched. I think it's just a case now of us getting possession back of the ball, starting to build ourselves and starting to move the ball quickly in through their thirds.
Offside is called in that. Hope Solo will march out of her goal and about 30 meters out and just do a short pass to Keelan Winters. Pushing up on defense now is Lauren Barnes to Matthias. She has a back pass if she wants it. Instead, Barnes stays up, left foots it ahead. They play tic-tac-toe. A little triangular passing. The runner is Matthias. Back passes to Pickett. Left foots it into the box. Here's Kim Little. Surrounded again by Portland defenders. Just had a clean picked away, no foul. Good defense by the Thorns surrounding it that time. And they come on the counterattack at the 70-minute mark.
I think you just saw in that couple of minutes there, that's the type of thing that we need to do. Shorten the game up, start to keep possession of the ball and work it in and around with quick play around Portland.
Well, I think Little is so covered with 3 and 4 players, it would be a nice pass to try and chip it across all of that wash of defenders there. Maybe Seattle can spot that in the next 20 minutes of this match.
Yeah, Kim's clever enough a player to sort of decide when she needs to come for the ball and when she needs to drag 3 or 4 players out of possession, out of territory, so that others can get on the ball.
Solo and her players play a little keep away from Brynjar's and the other forwards from Portland right now. Seattle kind of content to keep possession and look for an opening here. Maybe play a long ball, which they do to the mid-stripe. Yanez had it off her chest, but it's Winters to pick up the garbage and go to Kim Little for Seattle Reign. Nifty spin move again by Little, and she has it back again on the return fire.
There's nobody better in the NWSL.
She has eyes in the back of her head, doesn't she?
When Kim's in this sort of form and she's getting on touches on the ball, you know, that's a real problem for Portland.
Well, you can see why she was not a player of the year, but top 11, best 11. Portland has one of those too in Allie Long. Here's Little intending a pass to the right wing, and it's saved in there by the Seattle Reign. Over there is Ellie Reed, starting at right back tonight. Little has it again. Turns, looks for a runner, and has Yanez, but she's double covered that time. Klingenberg wins it away for Portland. Here's a high, long ball, hoping for a kind bounce. Carson Pickett, one-footed trap. Now some danger for the Seattle Reign. Dahlstrom trying to keep the pressure on, but Portland alertly steals it right back. Corsi will have to chase. Looked for Solo as maybe an outlet, but instead left foots it ahead for a Seattle teammate. High ball ahead, a little push in the back. Carson Pickett, though, strong, keeps it, and now left foots it out of bounds. Wear what the pros wear. Pick up the new 2016 jersey for men, women, or kids. We have hundreds of Reign FC items to choose from. Head to the ReignFCshop.com. Bill Swartz, along with the coach Tracy Kevins of the Seattle Reign Academy. At the 73-minute mark, it is a 1-1 tie. A flurry of activities start the second half after a scoreless at intermission. Here's Carson Pickett trying a left foot crossover move. Allie Long, wiser than that, stole it away. Back pass and cleared out of play for a Seattle throw-in into a very nice crowd here. A lot of the Portland fans are standing tonight. They came up by bus, you would assume. All red clad. Pick a color. Are they green? Are they red? From the Rose City Red. That's what they wear, I think, on their away games. Seattle has worn some neon this year, too. Their new kits, but tonight in their familiar blue. which has been their championship uniforms the last 2 years, to get the shield. Barnes looking to do the throw-in honors in the attacking half for Seattle. Alertly picked away by Allie Long to a Portland teammate, and back to Long again. Looking for Sinclair, nearly won by Winters, the former University of Portland star. Step in defense by Seattle that time. Good aggressive move to Pickett. Try to give and go to a cutting teammate, and that would be Kendall Fletcher. She came all the way back from the center back position. Throw in for the Reign again. Yanez wins it away from 2 defenders. Back to Winters, trying to shield away a Portland defender, but she wins it with the muscle that time. Good defense by Seattle to win it right back. They keep the pressure on in the half end, but a long ball is a little bit off. Little will flag it down. Go to the right wing, return to Kim Little. She's in the box, surrounded by Portland defenders, and a full volley shot is just over the crossbar. Terrific move by one of the best in the business, Kim Little.
Yeah, I think if that had gone in the, well, there's no roof to lift off this place. But
had it gone in, it would be the highlight goal of the season. Yeah. Watch her jockey it to herself, a little over the back, and now the full volley, presence of mind, with a little dip. That's 2-1 Seattle. Sensational move. 75-minute mark, that one from Kim Little, also almost gave Seattle a lead. A foul whistled by the lead referee, Matthew Kreitzer. Seattle's defensive end, the Reign with another free kick. They will switch it over to the left wing to Barnes, who continues to press the issue. Now to a running Carson Pickett in the left corner. Well defended that time by Catherine Reynolds.
Yeah, it's definitely been a ploy for us for this second half to get Carson more on the ball in this half, put Reynolds under some more pressure, and I think they were starting to pick up either first or second ball off of her.
Stolen away by Allie Long down in the corner. And now she's double teamed by Seattle's defense. That ball is still in, although it hit the line 2 or 3 times. Long content just to run some clock as Yanez and also Barnes came up to put the heat on. But it's a Portland throw in deep in their own zone.
I think it's important in this position that we keep Portland in this section of the field and really put them under pressure and stop them from getting out.
Another ball to the face, this time by Pickett. That's 3 Seattle players in this half who have either taken it in the nose or in the eye, and Pickett might need some medical attention now too. Again, we've alluded to it. The trainer for Seattle has been the busiest fella tonight. I don't know if Pickett wears contact lenses. Perhaps something came loose. No, she got one in the nose too, as you can see our close-up here on our Ustream video. The goal scoring again, 46th minute. Nadia Nadim, her first of the season for the Portland Thorns. On a miscommunication, it was a cross.
It's actually Fletch that makes contact with Carson there, unfortunately.
Friendly fire. Oh,
yeah,
Fletcher
friendly fire.
did, yeah. And then Seattle's goal scored by Bev Yanez on a corner kick. And a beautiful from Barnes, and that was in the 48th minute. And that's where we are right now. 1-1 tie between these Northwest rivals. First of 3 times they will play this year. Corsi coming out of her center back position to kick it out of play and get Seattle on defense in their formation in their half of the field. Portland throw in. Handling the honors is Catherine Reynolds. We just talked about her living in Medina, Washington, in Seattle suburbs. It is Barnes playing it back to Fletcher. And now Barnes again on the left wing. To a cutting Winters. Now to Yanez. And kicked out of bounds by Portland's defense. Good hustle that time.
Yeah, I think some of the positions that Bev's taken up at the moment is causing Portland. She's playing slightly, in the pockets, coming a little bit wider outside of their midfielders to try and get on the ball, and it's starting to cause them some problems.
We have not called Lindsay Horan's name much tonight on the Portland attack. I think she's been more content to be a defensive midfielder. Yeah. Here's Winters, nifty move, showed and goed, and then a shot that's way out of range. Thought about it and said, why not take one?
I think we're looking at Lindsay Elston starting to get set pieces from the technical staff down below, and we could be seeing her coming on.
Rain FC matches are great for your next corporate outing or team activity. Ticket discounts are available for groups of 15 or more. Call Rain FC at 855-RAIN-FC for more information. We're still playing 11 v 10, and then at this point, is she's getting medical attention, you said?
No, we're just getting Lindsay Elston is just warming up. I think we're going to have a substitution, more tactical rather than any injuries.
Okay.
And I think the way that we've pressed, it wouldn't surprise me if it is one of our front three.
Here's Dahlstrom winning the possession for Seattle. Across, nice left-footed. It was half shot, half cross by Carson Pickard, but again, you can see how dangerous she is and offensive-minded. Here comes the replay. That's Dahlstrom winning it at the midfield area. Nice diagonal pass. And then Pickett thought about a shot and then said, well, maybe a teammate could flash. I think she thought Dahlstrom would just keep on running, and Kirsten kind of pulled up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that in that position, you know, we just need to hold possession a little bit longer there.
Merritt Mathias will come off. This in the 80th minute, and the substitute will be Elston.
Yeah, the obvious switch now will be that Bev goes into the number 9 role and that Lindsay will drop into the number 10 role for us in midfield. I think that Merritt's put in a great shift tonight, and I think that along with Dave and along with Carson in that forward role, we've really put them under pressure, so I'm sure Bev will continue that now.
Here's a pass from Yanez, intended for Seattle teammate Elston, who just came into the game. She's a local favorite. She played at East Lake High School, was an all-KingCo performer in the Seattle area, and of course played for Leslie Gallimore at the University of Washington. Barnes, nice alert header by the Portland defense, but picked off by Winters for the Seattle Reign. Goes all the way back to Corsi in the defensive half. And finds Elston again. And played all the way back to Hope Solo. Seattle content to reset. Will Hope play it long this time, or maybe just an intermediary pass? No, she goes all the way up to the mid-strike. Winters wins it for Yanez. Bev back to Keelan Winters. Looking to the right wing. May have been just too much pace on it that time, but off a Portland defender and a Seattle throw in the offensive end.
I think what Lindsay Elston will offer us is that she'll come into a position now that if we can get Bev as a target, centre forward, you know, with Lindsay underneath. Lindsay's got a terrific strike, you know, probably one of the most dangerous in terms of our squad of scoring from outside the box. And if we can get her in that range, Portland will have problems.
Here's a steal in the Seattle end by Portland. Dangerous play here, 2-on-3, but nice defense, blocked away that time by Fletcher. And Hope Solo will just come out of her line and collect it calmly and alertly at the 82-minute mark. 1-1 tie between these Northwest rivals. Solo with a half volley and kicks it way up in for Elston. A couple of UW grads, Husky to Husky. Kim Little shields away from Portland defender to the right wing to Dahlstrom. Back passes. Now to Dahlstrom. She was onside, and here's going to be a dangerous situation. Now to Kim Little.
Strike.
Back it comes to Yanez. Kim Little has it again. Still, it's in the bouncing around in the Portland box and finally cleared by the Thorns. Seattle keeps the attack on, though, that mentality. Dahlstrom, return pass, looking for a Seattle Reign teammate. She's knocked over, no foul. Another collision. This time there is a whistle stopping the action. And it will be a Seattle free kick again. And again, a Reign player is down in a heap.
Yeah, you know, Rachel's just dipped in to get the header and, you know, got in a tangle with the player. I think it's more afterwards when she's fallen on her that she's probably caused more of the damage.
Corsi that time in a tete-a-tete with the Portland Thorns forward, and so it will be a Seattle kick. About 7 minutes to go, and then injury time. Long pass, searching for Elston in the left corner, and just a bit too much mustard on that one from Kim Little. Portland now with the throw-in. Seattle pinching down. Carson Pickett heads it to teammate Elston. She's clipped from behind, but no foul that time. Not enough contact. Instead, a Portland throw-in.
Yeah, for me that's disappointing, and I think this ref has let far too many of them go. That's a clear foul.
Well, even if there isn't a lot of contact from behind, you usually protect the player. I think
Absolutely.
that's what the Seattle crowd and Coach Harvey were looking for here. Here's a dangerous situation, pushed ahead for the Portland Thorns, and it's kicked out of bounds. It will be a corner kick, however, and the Reign are quick to set up their defensive formation. It's Haley Rasso that's in the game that's making herself a pest. She came in as a substitute a few minutes ago, as she did last match against the Washington team in a 0-0 tie for the Portland Thorns. They're undefeated. They're 2 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. Trying to stay that way tonight against their Northwest rivals here in Seattle. 84-minute mark, a corner coming up that Allie Long will take for the Thorns. It comes into the mixer and hit nicely off the head of a Portland teammate, but wide of goal and the target. Solo looking to get the attack going quickly, but the Reign were not ready. So Hope will settle it down and try and just build up the attack here. 5 minutes to go, Coach. How about both teams' strategy here? Portland, you would think, content with the tie on the road to get a point, but this is a Seattle Reign team looking for a big 3 points at home.
I think certainly with the next 5 minutes, it's key that we have concentration from either defence. And I think from our point of view, as Seattle Reign point of view, we want to take another big chance against Portland.
Don't miss a moment of the action this season. Tickets for all 2016 Reign FC home matches are on sale now at reignfc.com. Kim Little being grabbed from behind, almost a breakaway situation. I would certainly show a card on this, and I hope Mr. Kreitzer does. He's reaching into his pocket, and you have to show Lindsay Horan some colors on this one.
Yeah, I think he's
Wasn't no doubter, but a professional foul.
Yeah, I mean, it's cynical. You know, Kim's away. She's put her gas on, and she's just broke away. And I think, you know, you can clearly see she's got a hold of her arm. And
if it was World Wrestling Entertainment, it would have been the arm bar and the throwdown, but Little's a very strong player, and she played through it and then didn't complain. She knew she was going to get the call. I think it was an accurate call, though. You got to show colors on that one, and it's just, but as I say, you don't let her go loose if you're a Portland defender. Credit, again, to Horan. It was a good choice on her part. Take one for the team. Here's Little dancing, looking to go to the left wing. Elston, the cross is neatly picked off by Portland's defense. That should have had some height, because there weren't any Seattle runners there. The Reign, however, keep it in the attacking half. They go back to Barnes, and now Fletcher will chip it way long into the left corner for Pickett. Back she goes on a one-touch to Elston, who's going to fire. It almost goes in.
That's what I mean about Lindsay Elson.
Meters, it just barely went over the bar. Yeah. If you've got a shot, take it. She was wide open, and Elston delivered.
Absolutely, and Lindsay's got that sort of range. Like I said, I don't know about a forward in, striker of the ball in our squad from outside the box, and it's very close.
Still 1-1 as the Thorns dodge a bullet on that one.
Go on, Linz.
Here's Elston on the right wing now. She was just to left a moment ago. Was kind of freelancing out there. Reign trying to keep position with Little, and the possession, she does win it back. Now a dangerous situation, 3-on-3. Here's Kim Little to the end line, crosses it into the mixer, and it's knocked out of bounds again by an alert Thorns defender. Getting back was Klingenberg at the last second to kick it over the sideline. Seattle throw again at the 88-minute mark. 2 minutes and change to go, plus stoppage time. Elston on the trap, off the throw in for Seattle. Tries to maintain possession, and that goes off a Seattle player, Elston, for a goal kick. Portland.
Yeah, I think, when you get Kim Little in those sort of positions in the final third, I think that, Bev had just gone near post, and I think she'd pulled out a little bit more. We would have certainly had a clean strike on goal.
Here's French to do the honors off the goal kick. Portland feeling the heat of the Seattle Reign, desperate for 3 big points. It's a 1-1 tie. It would be a point for each team if it stands at this juncture. Keeping possession now in the back half is Emily Sonnet. And the Thorns go back to French again. The big goalie looking long, headed down by Seattle's defense, but to the feet of Allie Long. the playmaking midfielder. Best 11 last season, 2015, in the NWSL.
I think what we've done well today is
winning the header that time, but then Morris, and this will be a yellow card. Again, a physically punishing tackle.
I think this is the problem.
And that is Ellie Reed is down this time, Coach.
The ref has left far too many of them go, and I think that this is where it starts to get a little bit too feisty, where he could have got control of the game earlier on. You know, I think that was a nasty challenge on Ellie.
Well, and you can see the team captain for Seattle come over and pleading a case. Winters saying, okay, how many more of our players have to go down in a heap? This is really a punishing game. Somebody's going to be injured more than they have been. Already, the Reign have lost a player tonight, Manon Mellis, and they've had 2 limp off the field. So that was a very dangerous tackle on Ellie Reed, who came into this week a little bit gimpy. Morris is in the book, the second Portland Thorns player was shown the yellow card. It was a grab foul just a while ago on Lindsay Horan, but this one was full body contact, almost a cross body block, if you will, in football. At the 90-minute mark now, we will have injury time, and it will be 4 minutes added on in this 1-1 tie. So a chance for the Seattle Reign to try and get 3 big points at home, and Portland maybe to steal one. Looking ahead for Rasso. She still has the possession.
Oh, ref.
And then goes sliding in.
That might be.
And they're going to call the foul instead on Kim Little. Portland putting the ball down quickly for the free kick. That was 50-50. It could have gone either way.
I think, you just look at it
goodness.
here.
That was a Portland player sliding into Kim Little, a 2-footed tackle almost. Oh, my goodness.
Another
replay doesn't lie. I'm not a fan of our referee right now.
No.
Long ball hit in by Allie Long. Bounces once. Meg Morris has it, number 44. Kicks it back out, and Portland tries to play it a little keep away. And Klingenberg will have it all the way back to their defensive line again. Emily Menges. Now to French, the goalkeeper. The midfielder Long has come all the way back to be an outlet, but instead they'll play long ball. Headed down by Seattle. The Reign win it back, but it's kicked to nobody and over the sideline for a Portland throw-in. 91-minute mark. Again, 4 minutes of extra time on top of the 90 because of the injuries, the mounting injuries, mostly to the Seattle Reign tonight. Here's Klingenberg pushing the issue, but stolen away by Dahlstrom. Cross pass goes to Carson Pickett. Back to Winters. Alertly on a square, finds a teammate, Corsi. Now tests the right wing to Reed, is back on the pitch. Looking for Yanez on a through ball, just too much pace to it, and gathered in by the Thorns goalkeeper. 2 minutes to go in this match at Seattle Center Memorial Stadium. French comes way out to kick it long. Head ahead to Sinclair. A little bit of a threat here by Portland. Cleared. Unneatly done by Kendall Fletcher, the left back for the Seattle Reign. Portland still has the pressure on. Morris on the left wing. Crosses it into the box. Again, it's Fletcher to clear it. Elston has it and will kick it long, relieving the pressure for the Reign momentarily. To the left wing again. And the Thorns, the visitor, keep the pressure on. Again, a long ball. Headed down and picked up by Kim Little. She will try and counterattack here quickly to Carson Pickett, the rookie. Left-footed cross, looking for a teammate. Will this be offside? No, she's on. That's Bev Yanez, waiting for some reinforcements. Finds Little, scans the defense for Portland. Goes to Elston again. Now to Winters as the Reign build the attack. Maybe one last try to get a victory here. At the 93-minute mark, about 45 seconds to go. Again, the official time is kept by the referee. Searching ball into the box for Yanez. She's shouldered out of the way, and French comes out to clear the danger for the Portland Thorns. Rolls it ahead to Allie Long. Maybe one more stanza, one more attack for Portland. To the right wing they go, testing the Seattle defense. Up ahead for, and it will be no foul called. They'll let him play on. I think the offensive player Haley Rosso kind of sold that one, but maybe oversold it.
Absolutely.
And so the referee did not buy the embellishment there. So at the 94-minute mark, certainly he's going to blow the whistle pretty soon. And it appears these Northwest rivals are headed for a 1-1 tie. Solo long balls it to Winters, but headed away again. And there is the final whistle. A 1-1 final score between the Seattle Reign and the Portland Thorns.
Yeah, I think that's a contest. I thought that we did well in the second half, and our pressurising and the amount of chances or possession that we had in that final third. I just think that I would have liked to seen us test the goalkeeper out a little bit more, but performance-wise, much improved from last week's defeat against Orlando Pride.
Well, there were near misses by both teams. It was a very entertaining second 45 minutes, as you said, after the scoreless tie, Coach. Again, it's Bill Swartz along with Tracy Kevins tonight. And I think the crowd that was here, in excess, I would think 4,000, witnessed a very good rival match. Physical at times, as Portland laid a lot of lumber, as we like to say. They were whistled for 2 yellow cards in the second half, one for a grab and another a clean body block. And Seattle, I think, will be feeling some bumps and bruises after this one. Again, 1-1 tie between the Seattle Reign and the Portland Thorns. We had a lot of firepower and fireworks in the second half. And let's go to the play of the match, which in my opinion, Coach, was the beautiful header by the Seattle Reign to equalize in the second half. That was Bev Yanez, and here comes the corner kick. It was the second in a row corner kick, and there's the Yanez. Beautiful header. It was just off the goalie French's arms into the back of the net. The assist by a corner kick came from Barnes. Fans, this season, Seattle Divorce Services is proud presenter of the play of the match following each Reign game on YouTube. Seattle Divorce Services believes in taking a sophisticated approach to solving tough cases. So with options including litigation, collaboration, and mediation, let them help you find the right approach for your case. For more information, please visit www.seattleddivorceservices.com. Player of the game, I think we had a lot of choices tonight, and my vote went for the rookie, who came in as a substitute, Carson Pickett, after the Manon Mellis injury. And I thought Pickett really accounted for herself quite well tonight.
Yeah, and I think that, credit to Cass. How you doing, Cass? I thought that your reaction to coming off the bench, I thought was terrific tonight. And I think that, what was going through your mind when you saw sort of Mellis going down and you knew that you were going back in?
Yeah, Laura told me in practice just to be ready and my chance will come, and I knew that if anything happened, I would be there, so I had to mentally prepare myself to go in at any time.
Played defender this season. We also had Dahlstrom up on offense tonight. Interchangeable parts, but that should be the nature of soccer. You should know everywhere you can play.
Can you say it again?
We had Dahlstrom playing forward tonight. You're normally a defender. You came up and really pushed the attack. The whole team has a lot of options, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think most people can play a couple positions, and I think that having that ability just makes the team that much more dynamic.
Carson, it definitely felt like in that second half that the ploy was to put yourself a little bit higher, put Kat Reynolds under a little bit more pressure. Was that, was it felt that you were a little bit deeper in that first half?
Yeah, I think I was just kind of getting used to the pressure and just trying to have the ball at my feet a little bit more, but I knew that I was supposed to stretch in the second half, and that's just what I tried to do.
Our player of the game, Carson Pickett, the rookie forward. Really great showing tonight. I know you wanted the victory, but 1-1, build some momentum. I thought you all played very, very well. Good luck to you in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Bye.
It was a 1-1 final score between the Northwest rivals, the Seattle Reign, and again, the Portland Thorns coming up here, and they're greeting their crowd. They bust up here from the Rose City of Oregon. So next week, same time, 7 p.m., the Seattle Reign will be at home again to host the Chicago Red Stars, one of those teams near the top of the table in the National Women's Soccer League standings. They're in second place right now. Seattle picks up a point. They have 7. The Portland Thorns also get a point tonight. They have 9. They're still in third place in the league table.
I can watch this goal over and over again from Bev Yanis. Terrific
It was
header.
the equalizer in the 48th minute for Tracy Kevins. I'm Bill Swartz. We'll see you again soon. Seattle Reign Soccer.